We've had some disappointing losses this year where, we fought and had a chance to win. And not many games I don't think we've been in this year where, they were better than us pretty much from start to finish. I thought defensively we did some good things early on in the first half. Offensively, when you start off, the first drive like that, that's tough duty. They dominated, their defense dominated us up front, and it's pretty hard to get a running game going. It's hard to pass the football, when it's that much pressure, and again, the takeaways. Normally those games aren't that close when you play like that. Our fans deserve a lot more than that. We had to put a better product on the football field, and we'll kind of keep working towards that. Some of your questions, did you consider changes? We're trying to do what we thought we needed to do to give us the best chance to win throughout. I'll take your question.
So this year, you guys have scored under 18 points in the majority of games, and a lot of that does start with the quarterback. So will there be any consideration towards changing the quarterback position?
You're asking me, am I going to change the quarterback position right after the game? Does that work? As I said, we consider all different things during the course of the game on whether making a move at any position would give us a better chance. But when you say it starts with the quarterback, no, it starts up front is where it starts. And today, with that type of pressure, I don't know how many quarterbacks could have had success.
Did you consider bringing in Kyle Allen today?
We consider all guys that are dressed if they will give us a better chance during the course of the game. If we made a move, we thought that was the way we should go. If we didn't, that's where it is.
Is there any chance you're going to eventually make that change this week?
I'm going to watch the video is what I'm going to do. We're going to evaluate it like we normally do. We don't make those kind of decisions 30 minutes after the game. No. Before I get a chance to talk to all the coaches, no. And I think most of you know that.
What more are you hoping to see from Davis Mills?
Production. What I want to see first is Davis Mills in front with protection, with a good running game backing him up, and with protection when he's passing the football. That's what we need to see first. So all of this is a base part of it all. It's just not one position. And guys, after game, I'm going to talk to the guy. If there is something that we're going to do, I'm going to talk to the guys first at all positions. But right now, there's disappointment throughout. It just wasn't two positions that we're talking about.
Lovie, you mentioned the fans deserve better. I look out at the stands. They're mostly empty. You guys were booed multiple times. This has been happening all year.
No. Let me stop you. It hasn't been happening all year. You can say. Well, I'm talking about the fans booing us. All right.
You guys have been booed.
Yeah, we've been booed. Yes, and every time something is bad, fans are going to boo, and they have a right to do that. What is your question?
I was going to ask my question.
What is it?
How does this get better? How do you improve this?
By putting a better product on the football field.
Why didn't that happen today?
Because I didn't think I should do it today.
Why were you guys not better today?
I'm not going to tell you that, all right? What do you expect me to say right now? We just got beat. Now, if there was something that we should have done right away, we would have done that right away. Where we are with our football team, we're searching for answers is what we're doing. And we'll keep working on different combinations.
Right, we come in, and every week you're kind of telling us the same thing. You haven't made any changes. Why keep doing the same thing if you get the same result? Because
sometimes change for what? Just change to change? I think leave that up to us, all right? Right now we don't think we're in that position, all right?
When you're the opening three drives, how much of the beginning of the game is scripted with Pat Hamilton? It seems like that's been an issue the last couple of weeks. We're working on it better.
Well, when we say scripted, we have an idea of what we want to do at the start of most games, absolutely. But sometimes things happen in that script that can get you off. An interception for a touchdown can get you off a little bit. But I'm going to go back on today when, you just make one little change and everything is good. When you're today, we're talking about today's game. We're not going to bring in last year or anything, just today's game when we were dominated up front it was hard to get anything going. Was there a script before? Yes, there was a script before. But again, when you can't get movement up front, everything is going to be pretty much the same. And that's going to be the answer in the NFL anytime, any game, as I see it.
And what confidence has Pat Hamilton given you to that he can turn things around, that you haven't made a change of play call, and that he can do that?
Well, I'm not going to change. I mean, guys, right now as a football team, there's not a whole lot that we're doing well right now. We're building. We're not quite there yet. So we're not a good football team right now. But that's how most teams start off. You're not a good football team. You keep working on things and eventually get a little bit better. We did not play this way last week. We didn't. We're down in red zone 6 times and then scored a touchdown. We didn't play this way last week. So it hasn't been like that always. Today it was. And in those games, you just have to kind of take it that the other team was a lot better than us and hope that won't be the case next week.
Go Aaron and then Christy.
With the running game, you were tough sledding with the kind of defensive line they have. Was there anything that you could have done in terms of trying to hit some edges to try to mitigate in the middle?
I mean, if we look at it right now, I mean, what we did today didn't work. So should we have? I mean, we tried to hit the edge a few times. We had tried to hit up front. We've been able to run the football each week. Even when there's disappointment, change the quarterback, you're not passing enough. We've been able to run the football. Today, we weren't able to run the football. So nothing else is going to really work when you can't do that.
Got time for a couple more. Go ahead, Christy.
Lovie, obviously you've coached football a long time and seen a lot of things. How are you able to keep a team positive and moving forward when you're in such a tough stretch like this?
Well, the stretch, I think you have to group it today. We're just going to look at today. Today we were never in the game today. There's total disappointment on the effort that we had today. Not the effort, but just how we played today. That's what we're going to do. You can't group them all together. You know, you as a coach, you keep talking about, one positive play, one positive game. I mean, that's what we have to continue to do. It's just, again, we have not been dominated the way we were dominated today. So that's what's giving us hope.
Well, Lovie, obviously, I know a lot of disappointment, but there is some positives. You made
I want to hear this now.
down conversions today.
Well, that when things are kind of cloudy like they are today, I mean, that's kind of good to bring up some of the positive that we had. Our guys are fighting hard right now. But I think it's kind of obvious a little bit. When things don't go well, you have to acknowledge those things that didn't go well. But what keeps us going, Chris, to your question a little bit, is that it hasn't been the way it was today. Today, they were the better football team. We couldn't do anything. It hasn't been that way. That's what keeps us going, is that.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah, turned the ball over for pick 6 on the second play of the game. Can't have that. I mean, it sets you behind to start the game, so that's tough. But then after that, just couldn't really get much going. Try to start with the run game. Props to their D-line, their front 7, handled it pretty well. They kind of dominated today. We're having to play from behind the chains. A lot of third and longs that were just pretty hard to convert. Just couldn't get much going.
How much of the opening of the game is scripted, and those are things that are more within your control? What do you think the problems are in that?
Yeah, we have situations and plays that are scripted for pretty much every play in the game, but if you can't win your one-on-one matchups up front, that's tough. We got to execute better, find ways to be creative, and just make some plays.
Davis, anytime would you saw what we're getting some of the pick 6 and kind of feeling after immediately after?
Yeah, I mean, good play by the defender. Might have left the ball a hair inside, and he had a really good jump on it and ended up getting in the way and making a good play. Not much emotions after the play. You got to flush it really fast and go back out there because you're about to get the ball right back.
Davis, can you talk about how difficult this game was on the offensive side of the ball because of the fact y'all could not just get the run going?
Yeah, I mean, when you can't run the ball, or if it was vice versa and you couldn't pass the ball, it makes the game really tough. Like I said, props to their defense. They had a good game plan and won a lot of matchups up front. on different plays throughout the game. But yeah, I mean, it's tough when you can't run the ball, and you got to rely on a lot of pass downs, and the defense knows you're going to pass the ball, so they can play coverage and cover up your guys. So I mean, it just makes it tough for you.
Davis, do you feel like you guys most of the year and today as well are struggling to make adjustments over the course of the game, especially during the first half?
Not necessarily. I think that's what we mentioned before. A lot of especially plays in the first half, we kind of have the first 15, first 20 that are kind of scripted based on what we've seen in game planning all week, what their defense has shown. And we weren't really caught off guard with what they were doing on defense. We just got to find a way to execute better and win our matchups.
Davis, what were they doing today that kind of closed off the run game last week in the early parts of it? You were trying to find some things to get it going. Was it similar?
Yeah, I mean, they both the past 2 weeks, the defensive lines, they have, I mean, extremely good players. There's a reason they get paid too. I mean, they're making plays, and we got to find a way to be creative and find a way to get the advantage on those guys so we can make plays as well.
And Pat Hamilton was talking on Thursday about maybe taking some calculated shots early in games, first drive, others. Where did you feel like those were available to you if they weren't? And just it seemed like a little bit more short game at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, not much available when it's tough to run the ball. A lot of those shots will come off of play action and different ways when they start bringing guys down into the box to help out with the run game. But they were able to pretty much stop the run while still playing coverage behind it, and it's tough to find shots in when you're getting that kind of defense.
Davis, after a game like this, as the leader of this team, how do you go about keeping the positivity around this organization?
Mentality is the same when you come to the building each week. Any team is capable of winning in this league. We have a lot of really talented players that know what to do to win games. We just got to put it all together. So, I mean, it's right foot before the left one. I mean, we're coming in to get to work, and we're going to go find a way to win games.
Davis, over the last couple of weeks, where can you put the confidence that you had the offense can rectify this and get this going again?
Yeah, just I think the confidence we've gotten from just all the work we've put in throughout the year. Our guys know what we're capable of. We know how well we can execute when we're doing our jobs right. So we just got to keep doing it, keep pushing forward, and we're going to find a way.
All set, guys? Go ahead. Yep.
Hey, Davis, I know that there was a lot of defensive pressure up front today. In situations like that, is there anything that you can do differently to help give yourself more time or to get out of some of those jams?
Yeah, I mean, we want to continue to sit back in the pocket when I can, find as much as I can down the field or check it down, and then if the pocket collapses too much, find scramble lanes to push up in the pocket or escape on the edge and make a play. And I mean, I tried to do that a couple times today. We had a couple penalties on different situations, and then other times they had everything covered, and they ended up getting to me. So I want to continue to eliminate that and find ways to make plays.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.